Tell me which one. All right, so let's start with the obvious things. So I can tell over here, oh, both. Okay, cool. All right, I can tell over here that they've told me that this is equal to this, and that is equal to that. So that tells me that I'm not using the converse, I'm using the midpoint theorem itself, not the converse. So in this case, I can then say, I can make a couple of deductions from seeing this. I can say here that AD is equal to DC, and EC is equal to EB, right? That therefore tells me that line DE is parallel to AB. And my reason for that, again, is the midpoint theorem, midpoint THM. And I also know that AB is equal to half of DE. Again, that's also because of the midpoint theorem, mid, PT, THM. All right. Now, if I know that these two are parallel, then what does that tell me? When I see parallel lines, I must think of fun angles. I must think of fun, all right? And in that case, then I can find X, Y, and Z using this. Oh, shame, Desmarie, I'm so sorry. That's nasty. You're never supposed to do that. Remember, like, school is for you guys, so I don't think your school should be doing such things. Okay. I don't really think your school should be doing such things. I don't agree with that at all. Okay, so first thing I can do, now I feel like I should find out what school you're from and pretend to be a teacher, or pretend to be a parent and write a very cleverly worded email to your school on some, my child is gonna miss going to university because of you. No, okay, I'm kidding, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, I digress, let's focus, guys. I'm sorry, my darling. You know what, at least we can always bounce back. All right, can we find Y? Can anybody find me Y? I can tell you now Y is the easiest one to find. Okay. And I'll give you a hint because of the 90-degree angle. Why did I even draw it around? Because of the 90-degree angle and because of the 32-degree angle. Can anybody find me Y? Y is equal to something. Anybody can pop the answer in the chat for me. Okay, that'll be 58 degrees, interior angles of a triangle. Okay, and I'm anticipating us having to do a stretch. I feel like everyone's tired. All my kids were sleeping in my classes today, including my matrix. I wasn't very happy with that. All right, if we know that Y is equal to 58 degrees, can anybody tell me what is X equal to and Y? Anybody got an answer for me? Anybody? Somebody? I'll draw the shape for you. There it is. It's an F. Yes, Keratilu, thank you. Good. There's an F there, like that. So I know that X will equal 58 degrees because of corresponding angles. Corresponding angles, and then I need to give the parallel lines. I need to say that AB is parallel to DE. Right. No, not in this case. Remember, Sia, the theorem says that Z will be half. Z is half of AB. Okay. Oh, I wrote this the wrong way around. This should be DE is equal to half of AB. Oh, and I keep getting it wrong. I don't know. So if we want to calculate for Z, we have to say Z is equal to half of 25,4. And the reason for that is because of the midpoint theorem, not because of the parallel lines. Okay. So half of 25,4, does anybody have an answer for me?
12,7.
12.7. Thank you, lovely. This then becomes 12,7 centimeters. All right. Okay, welcome to MathsLive today. I'm seeing everybody's like half asleep, half awake. I hope everybody's doing okay. Like I said, all my kids were like proper asleep today. Nobody was on my side. So I didn't appreciate that at all. But it's all good. All right. I agree, Kanyo. I also agree. It's almost like we're almost at the end of the year. I don't know what's going on. I think we all need like a major reset. I wouldn't mind a spa day. I won't lie. I wouldn't mind a spa day. All right. Unfortunately for us, we must move, guys. We must stay strong. All right. For those of you who've joined me for the bootcamp on Saturday, thank you so much. We've gone through paper 1. We will be going through paper 2 and a wrap up in the next coming 2 weeks. A message has been sent to your parents. If you'd still like to join us, it will not be $449. We'll ask you to join for just $299 for the last 2, and you'll be given all the resources and the recording from paper 1, what we did in paper 1. So you'll be able to see what we did today. All right, which is quite nice because then you'll be able to catch up with us where we are, and then we'll take it from there. All right, let's jump into today's lesson because today we're going to be doing some mixed problems. We're not going to know what it is that's coming from where, but I'm wondering, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Do we want to do one more midpoint theorem example or thumbs down? Do we just want to move on to mixed problems? Let me know. Okay, Oko says yes. I've got a thumbs up from Oko. Anybody else? Sanelisa also says yes. Okay, we can do one more example. One more. It wouldn't hurt. All right, I'm just going to remind us quickly. Sure. All right, I'm just going to remind us quickly of what the theorem says. Okay, so the theorem says, if I am given that D or AD is equal to DB, and I'm also given that AE is equal to EC, then that means that D is the midpoint of line AB. It is the midpoint of line AB, and that point E is the midpoint of line AC. And if I join these two lines across like that, then AB or DE will be parallel to side BC, and DE will be half the size of BC, right? So if I write that out, I can say if AD is equal to DB and AE is equal to EC, then DE, line DE, is parallel to line BC, and DE is equal to half the length of BC. And both of these are because of the midpoint theorem. Okay, midpoint theorem. Now remember, if they then give us this information, if they say to us that DE is parallel to BC and that DE is half the size of BC, then we can say that AD is equal to DB and that AE is equal to EC. But in this case, because we're going opposite, it becomes the converse. It goes in the opposite direction. All right. All right, let's look at another example. Okay, here's an example that we can look at quickly. Okay, I want you guys to find me the length of X and the length of Y, but you can't just say the obvious. You need to write out what is what first. Okay, who can give us an idea? Where would we start if we were to prove X and Y? We can't just start by saying X is equal to this. No, we need to make certain inferences, right? I have to say PQ is equal to what?
Is it equal to QS?
It is equal to QS. Good. PQ is equal to QS. This is a given statement. What else is given to us, guys?
PR is equal to RT.
Beautiful. And now I'm writing PR is equal to RT. This is also given. That then means that, what does that tell us? Good, Cat. QR is perpendicular to, parallel, parallel to ST. QR is parallel to ST. What is our reason? We can't just say that. Our reason is? Is it midpoint or converse? Which one is it? It is midpoint. Good, Cat. It's the forward one. Yes, because they've given us that information and then we can make that inference. So this is midpoint theorem. Mid PTTHM. What else can we also say? We can also say that
QR is equals to half of ST.
beautifully said, nicely said. And again, our reason for that is midpoint theorem. And only now can we then figure out what y is equal to and what x is equal to. Let's start with the obvious one. How much is x? X is equal to? $28.
7.
Yes. Not 7, the other way around. This is the bigger one. So don't cut it in half, like multiply by 2. Okay, so this is 28, right? X is 28, and then y is equal to, well, for y, we're going to have to do a little bit of work first, yes? Because we know that we're going to use the parallel lines. It is an angle. So first, we're going to have to find angle PQR. Can somebody find me, what is angle PQR? PQR, and by PQR, I mean PQR. That angle there is angle PQR. How much is angle PQR? Good. Angle PQR is equal to 80 degrees. Good. Is equal to 80 degrees, and our reason is the interior angles of a triangle. And then I can therefore say, therefore, y is equal to 80 degrees. And our reason there is? Hello, Michael. Good, yes, corresponding angles, beautiful.
QR is
And
parallel to ST.
I didn't even finish the sentence, but thank you so much. I appreciate you, Seal. Good job. Nicely done. Oh, excuse me, guys. This flu is going to be the end of me. Whew. I need to shake it off, shake it off. All right, let's keep going. Let's put all the skills we've learned about Euclidean geometry together. So it's going to include midpoint theorem. It's going to include everything we've learned about parallelograms, about rectangles, about squares, about rhombuses, all of that lovely stuff. All right, let's look at this question that they've given us over here. We are given that ABCD is a parallelogram. We're given that it's a parallelogram. Because they say is a parallelogram, what do we already know? What can we say about all the things here? What do we know about a parallelogram, guys? There's 3 things I know for a fact. Correct. Yes, Kat, absolutely. So my opposite sides are parallel. And my opposite sides are equal. Good, Tseho, lovely. And that my diagonals bisect, which means that midpoint over there, E, cuts this thing into 2 bits and pieces. There we go. Okay, then we have question 5.1. Yes, there we go, Kat. Opposite angles are equal, so that and that are equal, and that are equal. All of that lovely stuff. Right. Now, question 5.1. Calculate the values of x and y. Give reasons for your answer. So we can see that x and y are both angles. So what are we going to use to find the size of our angles? We're going to use we're going to use our parallel lines, right? We have to use our parallel lines. So we're definitely looking for fun angles. Okay. We're going to look for fun angles. Okay, give me a thumbs up. Can I leave you guys alone for 3 seconds to find me X and Y? I can give you guys 3 minutes. It won't take you that long, I promise.
Ma'am, I
It's a
can
very,
tell
very
you what
short.
X. Sorry, ma'am. I can tell you what X is.
Absolutely. Tell me, what is
Cone
X?
X equals to 35 degrees because of corresponding
Absolutely. You have to
angles.
tell me why.
So AD,
Because of?
AD is parallel to BC.
What was my reason, my darling?
Corresponding angles.
Not-
Alternate angles. I'm so sorry.
What kind of angles? No, can you keep going? Keep going. It's okay to make a mistake. Tell me.
Alternate angles. Then you're gonna be like
That's the
AD
one.
is corresponding to BC.
Mm.
I'm so sorry.
It's parallel to AD is parallel to BC. You're absolutely correct, my darling. Sometimes it happens that way. Yes, yes, correct, Michael. You could call it fun angles. You could also call it fuzz because Z is just an N in a different direction. Now I feel like calling them fuzz angles. Thanks. You've completely ruined it. But I like fuzz too. Fuzz sounds nice. I like that. Fuzz. Because technically it is an N, but it's also a Z. Yeah, sure. All right. So we found X. Let's talk about Y. What is the Y? Y is equal to what? Anybody? I don't think Y is equal. Is it equal to 25? Yes, it is actually equal to 25. But Tsecho, you're going to have to tell us how we got there. So there's a bit of a roundabout way that we need to go about it, right? We need to go about it a different way. So if we look in this triangle over here, I've got Y over here, right? And if I look at the triangle BCD, let's look at the triangle BCD, guys. BCD, that one. Right. If I look at that triangle, I know that this angle over here is 35. What is angle C equal to? Angle C is equal to 120, correct, yes. C is equal to 120, what's my reason? Opposite angles of a palm are equal, correct. Remember, we can't just say properties of a palm, no. We need to say which property of a palm. So opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Good one, Tsecho, lovely. Right, are equal. Now I can say, therefore, Y is equal to 25 degrees. And our reason here is going to be who can see it? It's just the interior angles of a triangle. Yes, it is. Absolutely. It's the interior angles of a triangle. There we go. It's just the sum of the interior angles of a triangle. So 120 plus 35 plus Y will equal 180. And then we just minus to get 25. All right. Okay, we're going to skip CD because I'm realizing that this question has been kind of cut off. Right. I want us to look at question 5.3. It says, is triangle ABC congruent to triangle BDC? Now, be very careful. Look at how they've mapped out your triangles. Look at the mark allocation. It is a one mark question. So this is definitely a yes or no question. So all you need to do is confirm that they've mapped out their triangles in the correct order. Let's go ahead and see if they've mapped them out in the correct order. Is triangle ABC. So they've started at A. So you see where the 120 is. So I know that the other 120 was over here. So in the other triangle, they'll have to start at a certain point. So A, B, C, or A, B. Ooh, A, B, C, I'm lying. A, B, C, that one. Is that one congruent to triangle BDC? Congruent? Yes or no? What are we thinking? Did they map them out correctly? Wikanya says yes. Anybody else? Abulele also says yes. What are we thinking? Balesa also says yes. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what. Ma'am says no. I say no. I say no. Okay, and I'm going to show you why I say no. I'm going to show you why I say no. Right, if I write these two triangles out, triangle ABC and triangle BDC, correct, Kanyo? They're not. Right, let's see what two sides should be equal to each other, right? So AB would have to equal which side? According to this triangle, which side would AB have to be equal to? It would have
BD.
to be equal to BD, to BD. Remember, first two letters must correspond with first two letters. So AB corresponds with BD. Does it? Here is AB. AB is AB equal to BD, guys? Are they equal? Are they equal in length? Because remember, it's congruence, guys. It's congruence. Equal? Nope. No, they're not. Not at all. Not at all. So has my triangle been mapped out correctly? No, no, it has not. So are these two triangles congruent? No, they're not. They're not. All right. I don't even have to go any further. I don't have to go any further. And then it says, state the condition of congruence in your answer 5.3. Okay, so they're saying it is congruent. I want them to show me how, if they've mapped out the triangles so badly. Let me see. AB should be equal to CD and not BD. Okay, so they've definitely mapped them out wrong here. So if we were to give congruence, we would have to do this. We would have to say triangle CDB. We should do it this way, CDB. That's the triangle. Okay. I'm not seeing it, guys. Is anybody else seeing it? Because ABC is that one, right? And then BDC is that one. Okay, so they have BC in common. They have BC in common. But AE is not equal to, or AC is not equal to BD. They are not equal to each other. So how did that come about? Okay, I'm very skeptical of this question. It doesn't seem right to me. Okay. Can I park this one and we'll come back to it in just a bit? Yes? I know, it's even confusing me, Desmarie, because they didn't map out their triangles nicely. And now they're like, yes, it's congruent because we need to state the condition of congruence. No, I don't agree with it at all. I don't agree with the answer that it's not, make sure. It's not. Okay, we're gonna park this one. I'm gonna go find out what ma'am has done here, because yeah, I don't think that is correct. Okay, can we move on? We'll come back, we'll park that one and come back to it. All right. All right, here's another one with triangles. What are we using here? Who can tell me? What are we going to do here? What are we going to use? It's definitely not properties of a parallelogram, that's for sure. Yes, that's correct, Sanali. So we're going to use the midpoint theorem. Okay, and the midpoint theorem is a little bit easier. So can I give you guys a second? Just a few minutes. It's okay to do this and all of these. Okay, we're going to do all of those. All right. Are we okay to try these on our own? You can put your favorite emoji in the chat when you're ready. Okay, give it a try. How's it going, guys? Are we doing okay? Are we stuck? Are we good? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a, how's it going? Wikanya's crying, which is a little worrying. Stuck at 6.2. Oh, I see. Okay, yes, see, 6.2 is a bit of a tough one. All right, can we skip? Let's skip 6.2. Okay, it would require you to do something completely different. Okay, which is prop int, and we don't have, I'm sorry for that, guys. I just realized that. Okay, but the length of AB is still 12. Okay, so AB is still 12 centimeters. All right. Sorry, guys. I don't know, see, it happens. Like when you're doing it with your teacher, it's like, it flows, it happens. And then when you're on your own, you're like, ish, what was we doing? What was we doing? It's okay. All right, let's do 6.1 and 6.3. Sure, suddenly, so how? How? Okay, shall we, let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Yes, okay, sure, Sandy. So let me do 6.1 quickly, and then you can unmute for me and we'll talk about 6.3. Okay. All right, let's start with the basics, guys. Okay, for 6.1, let's lay the groundwork in 6.1. Okay. Well, Michael, you'd need to know some other things in order to do 6.2, but you, by the time you get to matric, you'll know how to do it, so don't stress. Okay. All right, okay. Let's start by stating the obvious and setting up the groundwork. We're going to say that AD is equal to DB and AE is equal to EC. And that therefore tells us that DE is parallel to BC because of the midpoint theorem. Well, they've given it to us in this particular one, but we'll just write it anyway. That also tells us that DE is equal to half of BC. Again, midpoint theorem, midpoint theorem. All right. Now, question 1 says, calculate the size of angle DE and give a reason for your answer. So 6.1, this is easy, right? Angle ADE is equal to 45 degrees. And the reason for that is corresponding angles, and DE is parallel to BC. Right, that's 6.1. We're going to skip 6.2. It's a bit more complicated than we'd like. Right, then we're going to go to 6.3. Now, Saneliso, do you want to take it away?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell us, yes.
So it's given that AB and AC are equal, right? Now, I thought that that would make an isosceles triangle since the two sides are equal and BC isn't equal either.
Correct.
Now, am I correct if I say 180 minus 45 is equal to CAB? Yeah.
Correct. You can, but you're going to have to lay the groundwork. So in order for you to say things like that, you need to tell us that it's an isosceles triangle first. And that's where the 4 marks comes from. Okay. You need to first say that AB is equal to AC, which is equal to 12 centimeters, right? This is given, right? Then you can say, therefore, angle B is equal to which angle?
Is equal to angle C.
Correct. And then we need to give a reason for that, right? Because of that isosceles thing that we need to remember, right? Equal angles, opposite sides, remember?
Yes.
Equal angles, opposite sides. That's where your 4 mark is actually coming from. Okay. Then from here, then you can say, therefore, angle CAB is equal to how much?
Is equal to 90. Wait, do we need the sum?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Because of the sum of the interior angles of a triangle. So absolutely, you were doing the right things 100%, but we can't give you the marks for but you it's almost you saying, ma'am, but ma'am, it's obvious. Is it obvious? No, you must tell me. Okay, but excellent work. You were right on the money. Well done, Sanliso.
it just felt like
Good
a
stuff.
very easy mark. So I thought like, no, there's no possible way.
Well, yes, but then remember, statement reason, we give you a mark for each of these.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Very welcome. Good job, by the way. Nicely done. All right, shall we look at another one? Okay, this one is an easy one, right? Ma'am is not
Wait,
trying
ma'am,
to trick us with
let's not do this one.
Can I go back? Okay.
Yeah, just 1 second.
Are you okay? Can I move? Oh, you'll tell me when to shift.
Yes, ma'am, done screenshotting.
Okay, are we done? Let me do this, then you can get the whole screenshot.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
All right, excellent. Okay, Kanyo's like, why does it look easy? That's because it is easy. It is easy, Kanyo. It's so nice. What a nice question that man put in here. Look, they already tell you, ooh, Haibo Kaizing. Look at my things. KLMN, PQRS, PQRS is a parallelogram. So they already tell us that it's a parallelogram. So it says, calculate the sizes of its interior angles. This is a nice and easy one. Can I give you guys a second to do this? You can pop your favorite emoji in the chat for this one. It's not that difficult, I promise. Okay, what do we know about the opposite angles of a parallelogram? So this is actually algebra. It's not really geometry anymore, right? I'll give you guys a few minutes. Now I'm loving seeing the emojis. At least this one, they're like, yes, thank you, ma'am. I've got this. This one is a nice one. Thanks, ma'am. Excuse me, guys. Whew. All right, shall we look at the answer? Because this one is nice and easy. We're not gonna hop on it for too long here. This is a nice one. So I can say that angle Q is equal to angle S, and my reason for that is not properties of a palm. is because the opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Okay, you have to start here, guys, because you can't just make things equivalent to each other without knowing why we're making them equivalent. No, it doesn't work that way, right? Then I can say 5x minus 12 is equal to 3x plus 18 degrees, and I'm just going to shift things around. I'm going to get 5x minus 3x is equal to 18 plus 12. This is 2x is equal to 30 degrees. And therefore, x is equal to 15 degrees, right? But don't get fooled, guys. Okay, don't get fooled. That's not what the question asked. The question did not say solve for x. The question said calculate the sizes of its interior angles. So there's still a job to be done. So we still have to say angle Q is equal to 5 times 15 minus 12 degrees. Right, 5 times 15, 75 degrees, minus 12 degrees is equal to 63 degrees. That's the first interior angle. Then if this is equal to 63 degrees, therefore S is also equal to 63 degrees. Now I need to find the value of P and R. How am I going to do that? I'm going to use my parallel lines because they've already told me that PQRS is a parallelogram. I can already assume that the sides are parallel, right? So I can then use the U in fun. So I can say that angle P plus angle Q is equal to 180 degrees, and that's because of co-interior angles. Co-int angles, that's my reason. Then I can say 63, or let's just say P equals. Angle P equals 180 degrees. Oh, look at what ma'am did. PS is parallel to QR. I also lost the mark. 180 minus 63. Okay, which is equal to 117 degrees. Therefore, angle R is also equal to 117 degrees. And over here, I still have to say that opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Okay, for this one, for Q and S, I don't have to say that opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal because I'd already stated it up here. I'd already stated it, so I didn't have to say that. But for these two, I would have to do that. All right. How did we feel about that question? Nice and easy. We just need to read the instruction properly. Otherwise, you would have lost a lot of marks. A lot of marks there. All right. Shall we look at something else? Can I challenge you? Is ma'am allowed to challenge you? Yes. I'm going to give you guys a nice one. Ta-da! Okay, sure, no problem. All right, guys, we'll get to this question in a little bit. Here, Desmarie, take a quick screenshot or quickly write it down. You've got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. Sorry. No, Sia, where are you going? Where are you going? You can't go anywhere. Okay, so let's not panic. Let's not start acting like we don't know anything about geometry or anything about anything. Let's read the information we've been given. Right. Now, look at what it says. It says in parallelogram. Oh, okay, Kat. So I know where your teacher found it. In parallelogram ABCD. So they've been nice enough to tell us that this is already a parallelogram. So we already know that the properties of a parallelogram apply. Okay, this is very, very helpful. This is so useful. Right. And then they give us that AB is equal to 50. BC is equal to 80. They give us that. They tell us that BAD is 110 degrees. And they say E is a point on AD such that AE is equal to AB, right? And they've done that like that, and that BEC is equal to 75 degrees. Calculate the following. They want us to calculate the size of angle CED. That one. Oh, Michael. Oh, Michael, you're so cheesy. So cheesy. All right, let's start with, okay, first let me ask. Thumbs up if you want to do it on your own. Thumbs down if you would like ma'am to help. Okay, Kanya's like, no, thumbs down, help me now, help me now. Excuse me. Oh, guys, okay, all right. For those of you who do know what to do, go ahead and do it. But let's go ahead and see what we've been given here. Let's start with 3.1. All right, they want us to calculate the length of CED, right? And we know that CED is an angle, right? It's an angle. But when we are looking for these kinds of things, we don't ever just go in and then start crying like, yo, ma'am, there's something missing. No. We always work from what we've been given that has the most information. So if we look at everything we've been given in this particular parallelogram, what have we been given that has the most information? I'm not sure myself. We're getting there. Okay, I'll tell you now. No, not quite. You've just missed it by a bit, but we need to know what bit. Okay. All right. Which one of these, what have they given us the most information in, guys? What are we seeing? Or let me be more specific. Because they've broken it up into triangles, which triangle has the most information? Correct, Kat. Triangle ABE has the most information. They've told us that this is equal to 50 millimeters. They've told us that this is also equal to 50 millimeters. How does ma'am know this? Because these things tell me. These two lines tell me that they're equal to each other, right? So again, if those two sides are equal to each other, what kind of triangle do we have in ABE? ABE is a what? Yes, correct. And thank you for helping me spell that because I don't know how to spell it. Isosceles. Yeah, I can't spell it either. Thank you, Palisa. No, I think you got it right. No, there's too many C's. There's too many C's. There's one too many C's. Isosceles. That's how I remember. I say isosceles. Right. So if we know that this is a triangle, this angle is 110 degrees. What do we know about these two angles? What do we know about those two angles? They are equal, correct. They are equal angles, right? So we know that angle B is equal to angle E. And we can say opposite sides equal angles. Opposite sides equal angles, right? Okay. Excuse me, guys. Ooh. All right, so if that's the case, and I know that the ABE makes up the interior angles of a triangle, I know that if I name this X, I must also name this X. They're both the same, right? So guys, find me the length of angle E. We can do that, right? That's pretty easy, especially with ma'am having laid the groundwork. Find me the angle E, please. Thank you, Keratile. Beautiful. It's 35 degrees, right? So we then know that we can say angle B plus angle E is plus 110 is equal to 180. That is because of the interior angles of a triangle. Therefore, angle E is equal to 35 degrees. Okay, we don't have to belabor it. We know how we get there, so don't stress. So now I know that angle E is 35 degrees. Can I find angle CED? That I can do, yes? What is angle E then equal to, or CED? Angle CED, therefore angle CED is equal to what? Anybody? Somebody? I'll give you a hint. It's 70 degrees, correct. It's 70 degrees because of angles on a straight line, guys. Adjacent angles on a straight line, right? CED is equal to 70 degrees. How easy was that? Angles on a straight line. Okay, for those of you who were like, nah, I don't know, I don't even know what's going on, guys, come on. This was nice and easy, wasn't it? That was nice and easy. Right, that's 3.1. Done. All right, let's talk about 3.2. Okay, 3.2 says the lengths of the sides of triangle CED. All right, let's talk about this. Okay. Now, I'm going to fill in some things. I know that this is 35 degrees. Right. First thing that we can tell is what the length of ED is. Who can tell me? What's the length of ED? It is 30 millimeters, Tseho, you're absolutely correct. Right, does everybody see it? Remember, we've been told that this is a parallelogram. So BC is equal to what? BC is equal to which side? BC is equal to what other side? To AD, which is equal to 80 millimeters. They're both equal to 80 millimeters. And my reason there is because opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Right? Therefore, ED would be equal to 30 millimeters. That's the nice, easy part. 30 millimeters. All right. Now, the difficult part here is going to be EC. What is DC equal to? DC is equal to how much? How much is DC equal to, guys? Good. That's it. DE is equal to 50 millimeters. And our reason, again, is the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So this is also 50 millimeters. All right, now the issue we're going to have is finding EC. EC is going to be the big one, right? Because they want us to find all the lengths of the sides of EC. But let's think about what we've been given, right? At the moment, we've used the fact that the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Do we know anything else about parallelograms, guys? What else do we know?
Opposite angles.
Opposite angles are also equal, great, but that's not going to really help us because over here we've only got a half an angle and over here we don't have anything. So that's not going to help us. But I know that C is equal to something. What is C equal to? C is equal to how much? Angle C is equal to 110. Good. C is equal to 110 because opposite angles of palm are equal. Right, are equal. Good. So I know that this whole angle over here is 110 degrees. Now, how do I get from there to the thing that I want? Okay. What other angle can I figure out? What other angle can I find the answer to? Okay, I'll give you guys a hint. We can use the fact that opposite sides of a parallelogram are actually parallel. And when we think parallel lines, we should think fuzz or fun. I like the fuzz. I think I'm going to use fuzz from now on. I like it. Okay. All right, for the sake of time, because we've got 1 minute left, or less than 1 minute, I'm going to use the U. I'm going to use co-interior angles. I'm going to use co-interior angles. So what is the size of angle D, guys? Angle D plus 110 degrees is equal to 180 degrees because of co-interior angles. Right? AD is parallel to BC. Therefore, angle D is equal to 70 degrees. Good. Angle D is equal to 70 degrees. Now, look at what has been created here. Look at it carefully. There is a 70-degree angle here, and there's a 70-degree angle here. What kind of triangle are we looking at? It's an isosceles, right? An isosceles triangle. Yes, it is isosceles, right? And we know in an isosceles triangle that if the base angles are equal, what do we know about the sides? The sides will also be equal. Therefore, EC is equal to how much? Is equal to 50 millimeters. Not 30, this one. It must be equal to that one. All right, so DC must equal EC. We can even say that EC is equal to DC, which is equal to 50 millimeters. All right, and our reason here is opposite angle equal sides. All right. So that wasn't too bad. I don't think that was bad.